Hey guys, thanks and welcome to our latest edition of Odrix Sports. Colton Hall here with Mr. Joe Williams, the head principal over at Spearfish High School. Mr. Williams, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I am. This is actually one of the segments I look really forward to because I think we have. It's important for us to answer the question of what's going on at Spearfish High School.
Yeah.
So, and us telling your story. So,
Yeah.
let's jump into right away. First off, what are you really looking forward to, and maybe just some quick announcements.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did just send out the October newsletter to parents via email, and I also you maybe got a text message alert to check your email. If you don't get those text messages, you can call us at the school. You have to kind of opt into that messaging option, but it's really nice to get those text messages just to check your emails. But in the newsletter, there were a few things in there of note. Most importantly, probably we have parent-teacher conferences coming up on Wednesday night this week from 3 to 7 p.m. at the high school.
Okay.
And we want to see as many parents and students there as possible. We're there and available to talk with you about your students and how they're doing in school and any questions you might have. And so that's probably the biggest thing in our October newsletter that I just want to get out there is please come to our parent-teacher conferences. And, you know, it seems like as kids get older a little bit, parents are like, oh, they're fine, I don't need to go in, but we want to kind of change that trend. We would love to see parents in. We'd love to see students in talking with their teachers on how they're doing.
Yep.
Even like what's going great. Sometimes kids act differently at school than they do at home.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool to see the teacher's perspective of like, oh, in class, this is how they're interacting with their peers or with me. And here's some strengths or some things that I see that they could work on, whatever it might be. So I just want to encourage parents to come in and be a part of that conversation with us.
Oh, absolutely. And I think a big thing too is I think it's important because even as we do these interviews, people will obviously learn what Spearfish is doing, but at the same time, I think it gives a perfect opportunity for parents to really come in contact with the teachers and maybe ask some of their own questions and and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that dialogue I think is really important between our parents and our teachers and the student, of course. At high school level, the students really should be part of that conversation as well. Like what do they need? What's going on in school that they want to talk about? That's a really important part, I think, of parent-teacher conferences. It really should be parent-teacher-student conferences because all the parties should be involved in that. And students as they get older can give a really good perspective as to what's working for them and what they're learning. It also gives parents a chance to see like what we're doing in school and what's happening. And man, as much as we can share that out, the more the better with that. So
I feel like now that we're in full swing, it takes a little bit to get going at the end of August, in my opinion. But then you obviously get into September, and I think people kind of know where we're at, and we're just kind of get back into it. But I don't know. There's something different about this year. It feels promising, feels good, and it feels like obviously. Oh, I forgot to mention. How dare I? You just won the principal for I believe it was Region 7 or 8 for this year. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. I got great people I work with that surround me. So I'm just grateful to my family and to my coworkers and my staff that help our school do great things. So.
Well, and you guys do a lot of good, and I think that just if anybody Googles it, like literally, Spearfish is one of the top-rated schools in the state. I think it's top 10. So, anyway, I want to give you your props there because you guys do a fantastic job. But like I said, this is to me, this looks like such a promising year and everything that different that Spearfish offers. You talk about the CTE building, you talk about the curriculum, you talk about from a sports perspective. I feel like, there's so much promise here. So as we kind of get moving in the year, how do you and the staff work to make sure that it is as efficient and energetic and just kind of bringing new ideas every day and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we have kind of a structure set up at the high school as far as, teacher leaders and a group that kind of helps make decisions and drive what we're doing. We have that on the athletic and the activity side too. And we try to involve student council with that. We try to involve different captains for sports teams or activity groups in those decisions and those talks as well. I think just getting as much input from all the parties as possible and then trying to make decisions based on like what we see the need being is a key factor in what we try to do at Spearfish High School.
That's awesome. And how important is it rather, when we talk about communications with parents, and obviously you guys have in-service days and meetings and everything, what's the process like for teachers to come up with new ideas, talk about what they're teaching and just some of that information?
Yeah, it's kind of the new thing that we rolled out this year, the PLCs, we call it professional learning communities. And that is time once a week that we have set aside. It's about 45 minutes for teachers. We've been, if you saw my earlier announcements, we let out once a week at 2:30. And from 2:30 to 3:15, our teachers are meeting within their different content areas, and they're discussing how's it going, basically. I can get really in depth with this. I won't bore you with those details, but
bring the details.
They spend time looking at data and information that they're teaching, and then they break that down based on how students are doing, and then they adjust their teaching based on like what they're seeing in the data. And so that's been we're really just starting it, so I can't say how it's all going so far, other than it's off to a great start. But based on research and what other districts across the nation and the state are doing, this is a really effective way to increase our effectiveness as teachers. So
absolutely
excited about that.
And how do you feel, I know we've talked about this a couple of different ways, but how do you feel like Spearfish is different in the regard of whether it's community support or just in the school district? How do you feel like it's different from other schools that you've taught at or been involved with?
Yeah. I've been a part of a lot of great different school systems. I've been in Missouri and I've been in here in different school systems in the area. But I think the thing that's so great about Spearfish is just the community support for the school district is super evident. People are involved. They want to be involved. They're at our activities. They're at our different school functions. And that's just really great to see. You see people out in the community, people wearing Spearfish Spartan stuff everywhere. Our businesses around town have it posted on their signs or in their windows even, and that's just really cool to see. I have a business right down the street from where I live that always has a flashing sign about Go Spartans or Spartan Pride, and just things like that, I think really encompass the feeling of who we are, and that's been really nice to see, and I think that's something that's maybe different than some other places I've been, just that feeling of community and support.
Oh, absolutely. And how do you feel now that, first month's done and everything, but I know one other thing that we had talked about was that I want to say it's members of the National Honor Society. That's another thing that does separate you guys is they're able to work with students as well.
Yeah, so thanks for bringing that up. That's a great thing to mention too to parents is we have student tutoring available through our National Honor Society students. And obviously National Honor Society is not something that's easy to get into. It's pretty rigorous. So these are students that are well accomplished and they go through a process to even be in National Honor Society. But that group of students is available during Spartan time and even other times, maybe before school or other scheduled times, to help other students in our school that might be struggling in a subject area. So one thing I know about high school kids is they're not real open to be like, hey, I need help. Can somebody help me? But you as parents, if you know that that's available, you can talk to your child about, hey, have you talked to the National Honor Society tutoring? That it all goes on in our library. We have a student help center. And so whether they're struggling in Algebra 1 or maybe a pre-calculus class, whatever it is, we have, in any subject matter, we have students available to help other students. We've seen some really great success with some of our students that have gone through this tutoring. And it's free. It happens during their Spartan time or before school or after school or whenever they can find time. And it's been a really powerful thing for really both sides of the coin there, but especially the students that need some extra help.
Awesome. Okay. And so now, so parent-teacher conferences, we got those on a Wednesday. Like we said, make sure you guys make it down there to talk with your students as parents as well as, teachers, as well as just kind of get a general idea of what's going on. And then also anything else we'd like to cover as far as announcements? Because also I know sports has a lot going on this week. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I got one thing just to add. Parents, if you're also just another idea, if you're not connected on Infinite Campus to check your students' grades, absolutely get signed in. And if you don't know how to do that, you can contact us at the school. We'll help you get signed up. You can look at your child's grades. You can see, it breaks down all the different assignments they may have had in each class and their grades and what they missed or didn't miss. And then also you can see their attendance, if they were late to class, on time, or missed class today. So Infinite Campus is the program we use. You should have access as a parent to look at that. If you don't know how to do it, again, contact the school. You can also set up notifications to where it'll ding you if your child is late to class or they didn't show up today. And so those are just some things that we offer, just trying to open the gates of communication with our parents.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I think that's big. You talk about transparency. I think that any parent would love to have that. I can just real quick on sports. I know that today, Monday, we've got some golf going on. We've got tomorrow we're going to be in Aberdeen. We're going all the way up to Aberdeen to cover the soccer team that's playing in the first round of playoffs against Aberdeen Central. And then obviously, we got a lot of other things going on. And
tennis
as well. State tournament.
Too,
Yep, state tournament. And then football Friday as well. Volleyball tomorrow too. So ton of things going on sports wise. You guys can always make sure that you stay up with the latest when it comes to Spearfish Spartans activities on odrixsports.com, or of course we will share the links to what's going on with Spearfish for their website and activities as well too. So another thing I know we want to cover too is the Students of the Month for Spearfish High School. So what have we got there?
Yeah, so this is something new we rolled out this month as well. Our Students of the Month are based on We Are Spartans, so it's integrity, excellence, and community. And we have 4 students, 1 from each grade level. And you'll see on the newsletter that I sent out, that's kind of at the top there. But that's for the freshman class, we have Elise Billington. Sophomores is Ian Cho. Juniors, Logan Madler. And senior, Beige Pritchard. These 4 students are perfect examples of what it means to be a Spartan. They exemplify these things. This is voted on by our staff, and then they're chosen, and you'll kind of see their names and pictures coming out here in the next few days. Everywhere. We'll post it on our social medias. I'm sure you'll post it on your website. Yep. And we're just really proud of these 4 individuals for doing everything they can to be great. And Absolutely. So just want to make sure we recognize them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that that's such a big part of what you talk about. We Are Spartans, and like the whole goal of this whole thing, entire partnership with Odrix, has to kind of shine a light on that. So I'm glad that the students hopefully should get more coverage and the coverage they deserve with that.
Yeah, maybe one of the coolest things is they actually get their own parking spot at the school, so they're usually pretty pumped about that. At least the seniors and the juniors. The freshmen sometimes don't have a car yet, so like, what am I supposed to do? But that's okay.
That's awesome. That I definitely would have taken. I don't walk a lot, so I would have liked that back in high school. But no, that's awesome that they get that. They deserve it. So another thing, real quick, you guys, before we get out of here, that I wanted to cover is Odrix Sports will be giving away scholarships to 4 different students of $1,000 each. So $4,000 total in scholarships going out this year. The end date or the due date for the application is April, the last day of April. I don't know if that's the 30th or 31st. Please forgive me. But overall, yes, it's the last day of April of 2026. So please make sure you send all of your applications. And you can even find the application on our website, odrixsports.com. And then you can also send that to our email, odrixmedia@gmail.com. Speaking of scholarships, I know that there is a ton of opportunities for seniors, probably even juniors, to take advantage of that for Spearfish.
Yeah, we do have a lot of scholarships out there for students. And I think one thing that I always tell students is when I was in high school as a junior and a senior, my mom was always like, hey, fill out this scholarship form, do this thing, fill out this request. And I got so annoyed, but now looking back on it, it's like, this is like your job, right? So you do this, you fill out these paperwork, these resumes, you write these papers, you do all this stuff, and it literally pays you, and it's well worth it. So I just want to encourage kids to fill out scholarship opportunities, and I'm grateful that you guys are offering this one. That's fantastic to hear. We also, if you go on our high school website and you go to the counselors page, you can see a list of all of our different scholarships that have been brought to us that are out there. And you can always call Mrs. Murphy, the counselor at the high school. She's our junior, senior counselor. She has all the information on scholarships. So if you have any questions or you want a better list or more information on it, just call us at the high school. Mrs. Murphy will be your direct person to answer those questions.
Awesome. Well, like we said, I know there's a lot more that we'll cover in the later future episodes and everything. And so it's always a pleasure. So thank you again for coming by. And we'll definitely see everybody on the next episode.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
This production is brought to you by our sponsors: Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish, the Bassville Bison South Dakota Market, MJ Plumbing, Queen City Door, Dana Dental Arts, Superior Water, Legacy Custom Homes and Design, the Golf Club at Devil's Tower, Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish, the Clubhouse of Spearfish, Good Earth Natural Foods, CBH Co-op, Northern Hills Golf Car, Spearfish Building Supply, Hauk Electric, Pioneer Properties, I Love Spearfish, American Family Insurance Mariah Duvall Agency, McDonald's, One Way Service Pros, Black Mountain Painting, and Woods Heating and Cooling.